Hello viewers and welcome back to the Elite Karting Series. We're here for round 6 of the season at Daytona Sandown Park, and what a venue it is, surrounded by a race course to our right hand side, golf course to the left hand side, and well, Split 2 race 1 is about to get underway. Alfie Shrubb is on pole position, an impressive lap for him, but only 0.02 of a second ahead of newcomer to the series, Ieuan Thomas, who'll be hoping to impress and get himself into Split 1. Sandwell is in 3rd position. He's still waiting for his first victory and promotion up into Split 1. That might come here in the first race of the day. Samuel Bennett alongside him on row 2 with Adam Thompson and Adam Barras, the two Adams on row 3. Raj Kular and Dan Shaw make up row 4. Row 5 is made up of Chris O'Connell and Archie Prattley, just 0.9 of a second off the pace. Barney Williams and Yachi Lowe trailing not too far behind. Ethan Vince-Dotsey is in 13th with Hugh Morriton in 14th. Henry Walter and Andy Leister are row 8. Row 9 is Chrissy Harding and Charlie Jackson, with Miles Harding and Troy Fraser-McGonigal making up the rest of the grid.
So, the drivers are just weaving around with Alfie Shrubb leading from the front and about to round the final corner as they're doing a rolling start to begin the first race of the day here at Sandown Park in Esher. Through turn 8 they go. Alfie Shrubb has just got Ieuan Thomas just alongside him, and then Ross Sandwell. The green flag is out, and Ross Samuel just fending off an attack from the outside as they all rush into the first 2 corners. It's a relatively clean start so far. Lots of action in the mid-pack there. We see Adam Thompson fighting away with a driver in front of him. And the top 3 up front unchanged as round goes Miles Harding. It looks like Miles has fallen into issues.
Yeah, he has indeed. He just locks up then going into turn number 3. Round he went as now the drivers in the front of the pack come down the alternate back straight. We've got Alfie Shrubb. He's managed to maintain the lead there. Got a good launch off the line. He's got Ieuan Thomas though all over the back of him as he head into turn number 6, putting under pressure. Then you've got Ross Samuel just behind. Looks like it was a move, I think it was, further behind. I think it was Dan Shaw trying to get past Adam Barras. Wasn't able to get through though, I don't believe, as he's now held on to P7, I think it is. Oh, he's got a bad exit there. Coming up the final corner, Adam Thompson now. He's up the inside going into the first corner, and Adam Thompson, he is through. So that is a move there for 6th place, but Dan Shaw, he is still there, and he's got straight back up the inside into turn 2, so he stayed there all along. These two still all over the back of one another, as just behind we've got Archie Prattley. Oh, there's a cut off. That's a cut off there. That was Adam Barras. He's just crashed out of P5. That is cruel luck for him on the second lap of the race. Had a great qualified up in 6th place, but he's just spun it there on the brakes going into turn number 3, and he has gone round. So down to the back of the field he goes. But now we have got Ieuan Thomas still all over the back of Alfie Shrubb again as they head down into the last couple of corners on this circuit.
Oh, and look at Archie Prattley going up the inside of Raj Kular at turn 6. Sorry to cut across you, Luke, but superb move from Archie Prattley, and Raj Kular coming back at Prattley then as there's that big battle for 8th position there.
Yeah, no, all good, and yeah, that was a good move, like you say, by Archie as he went up the inside then on Raj Kular. So Raj making her return to the series after racing with us at Butmore round 3, and yet those two doing well then, like you say, racing up in 7th and 8th position.
So 10 minutes left to go then, and you can see Ross Sandwell still chasing Thomas, looking for any little opening to try and take advantage of, but Alfie Shrubb, he's currently just controlling things at the front then. But Ross Samuel just getting that a little bit closer as they go through turn 6 to the back of Thomas. But meanwhile, most of the other battles, everyone just taking a little bit of a breather, assessing the situation, and then getting ready to strike back next lap around then. But the top 3 very, very tight together, so much pressure on Alfie Shrubb. Any little mistake and Thomas will be through without a need for a second invitation.
Yeah, he will indeed, and also shout out as well to Samuel Bennett. So you can see him now looking from the drone shot. You can see him just behind this pack of 3 at the front. There's Archie Prattley now. He's gone up the inside of Adam Thomas. That was a good Thompson. Sorry, that was a good move then, going in at turn number 3. But Adam Thompson got the run then out of turn 3. Got him back up the inside in turn 4. But Archie now is up the inside as they go through via a little bit of contact there on the apex. Looks like Adam though is going to hold on. There's a 15 kilo weight difference between the two of them here. Adam being the far heavier driver, but Archie Prattley, he stays behind for the time being, getting cut back now as he comes out of turn number 6, goes into turn 7. Not able to get through though. You can see also from Archie's reverse camera up in the top right corner, you can see there's an absolute train of cars behind Archie Prattley here. So Adam Thompson at the front of a very big pack of karts here. But now Samuel Bennett, he is coming under pressure from Dan Shaw. Just short, saw a glimpse of that. You can see it again now on the drone shot. Dan Shaw all over the back of Samuel Bennett as they head into turn number 4. Now, as he's up the inside, is he going to get through there? Not quite. He's poked the nose up there. But Dan Shaw has stayed behind for the time being. So Samuel Bennett, he's a senior driver. Dan Shaw, meanwhile, he's a junior driver. That means Dan is 10 kilos lighter than Samuel Bennett. But these two are doing really well in this race here.
Yeah, and I thought I saw Ieuan Thomas just getting alongside Chris O'Connell there in the first couple of corners there. So fantastic move from him. But yeah, Archie Prattley really giving Adam Thompson a hard time, and you can see Thompson just starting to hunch his shoulders. And look at this, Ross Sandwell now attacking Ieuan Thomas for second place. Thomas looks over his shoulder, sees that Ross is alongside as they're just about to go side by side into turn 3, and it's Sandwell that's got the inside. Very good move from Ross Sandwell.
What a move that was by Ross. Ross is the far heavier driver in this battle too. Ross coming in at 87 kilos, whereas Ieuan's at the minimum weight in the junior class, so that's 70 kilos. But Ross, he put his weight disadvantage to one side there, made a great move then down into turn 3, and he is now through up into P2. Very importantly as well, he's currently in the lead in the senior class. Ross Sandwell has been racing with us since day 1 in the EKS, and he has never won a race, whether it be overall or within his class. So this is really important here for Ross Sandwell. First time ever at the front of a race in his class, and he's doing a great job here up in P2. We can see now the gaps have appeared on the timing tower, so now the timing tower has come properly into life, and we can see that Ross Sandwell is only 1.1 seconds behind Alfie Shrubb out in the lead of this race. Meanwhile, we've got Archie Prattley, he's still right behind Adam Thompson. So Archie Prattley is a junior driver, Adam Thompson is a senior driver, like I said earlier, and those two are scrapping away for P6 for the time being. Meanwhile, we've got Chrissy Harding, she's all over the back of her former colleague Ieuan Thomas. So these two used to work together at Team Sport Crawley, and they are scrapping it out for P9 at the moment. But now as we go down the back straight, we just see coming into the shot there, that is Dan Shaw. He's up the inside of Samuel Bennett once more as they head down into turn number 6, but not able to get through. Dan Shaw, I think he braked a bit early there, maybe was a little bit too cautious as he headed into turn number 6, and Samuel Bennett has managed to hold on for the time being. Samuel Bennett, what a debut he's making here today in the EKS. He did our DMAX assessment with us back in May, and he is putting that practice that he got in his DMAX assessment, he's putting it to good use, and he's now running up in P4, holding on to 4th ahead of Dan Shaw for the time being.
Yeah, and Bennett, of course, is one of the junior drivers, very much so, but he's got the similar weight to a lot of the seniors out there, as we see, side by side, Harding and Vincendozi, and it's Chrissy Harding that comes out the loser from that battle there, as somebody else just slips through, and Chrissy Harding's not having any of that with Barney Williams, immediately dispatches him into the long right-hander there. It's a great little battle just outside the top 10 then, but up front, Thomas still keeping Sandwell honest, but it's Shrubb that's really dealing with the pressure incredibly well with just 5.5 minutes left to go in this first race of the day.
Yeah, he just saw up as well in the top right hand corner. We just saw Yachi Low then. He was scrapping it out with Charlie Jackson through the last half of the lap. These two having a great battle here in 14th position. Charlie Jackson making his debut today. He, like a lot of the drivers in this races at Team Sport Crawley. We've got quite a large contingent of drivers from Team Sport Crawley, and he's managed to now get through on Yachi Low, and he's now up into 14th ahead of Yachi. Yachi's a regular here at Sandown Park, does open races and practice sessions here at Sandown Park, and he's having a good drive here in 15th place ahead of 5 drivers.
Indeed he is. So up front though, Ross Sandwell still half a second behind Alfie Shrubb and constantly putting the pressure on. You can see Alfie defending very, very well, not looking too flustered, just knowing as long as he meets the apexes in time, there won't be an opportunity for Ross to dive up the inside. But Sandwell keeping in close proximity, very close to hitting the back of Shrubb a few times, but somehow he gets on the brakes on time there. And a thrilling battle between these three then with Thomas. Thomas does actually hit the back of Sandwell there. Sandwell gets a nasty bump as he's just sort of slowed just before the long right-hander there. But no harm done. Everyone seems to be in one piece at the very least.
So Dan Shaw now, he is through into P4 ahead of Samuel Bennett. He's now managed to complete that move, and he has pulled a slight gap now on Samuel Bennett as we see him now flying past the camera on the back straight, heading down to turn number 6. So yeah, Ross is now into second place, like you say, ahead of Ieuan. He's close right up to Alfie Shrubb. Ross has actually got the fastest lap of the race at the moment, so he's slightly quicker than Alfie Shrubb. Ross has done a 46.7. Ieuan also doing very similar lap times to Ross. That is how they've managed to catch up on Alfie slightly, who's so far done a 46.8 as his fastest lap. These three all doing a very good job here up in P9. P1, 2 and 3, should I say, and I was just, as I was saying, that was just looking at that drone shot there, so we just saw those cars then going past down to turn number 4, as we've now got 3 minutes left of this race.
Yep, not long to go then, just a handful of laps, and Alfie Shrubb has got to hold on under immense pressure from 2 very, very top drivers here that are absolutely putting in peak performances today. Meanwhile, Dan Shaw still holding on very, very well to 4th from Samuel Bennett. Then it's Adam Thompson, Archie Prattley, Raj Kula, Chrissy Harding and Ieuan Thomas, the current top 10. But that could change in a matter of moments then, with Sandwell still putting the pressure on, soaring away at the wheel as they just approach the long right-hander at the back of the track, essentially. The Vale corner, of course. The most fearsome ones they have here at Sandown Park then. And down towards turn 6 go the leaders, which is such a difficult corner as well in terms of making sure you keep up your momentum, slide out the rear. There's a big battle a little bit further down. I think that's Vincenzo losing out to Chrissy Harding then.
Yeah, it's Ethan Vincenzo just got overtaken then by Barney Williams going into turn number, I think it's turn number 4 it is, yeah. So that was a good move there by Barney. We just saw it in the very distance of the shot on the drone. Unfortunately none of them have onboard cameras in that pack, but yeah, it was a good move there, as the leaders are now still bunched up together. And well, something we didn't see earlier in this race, Chrissy Harding, she actually took out Cross O'Connell going into turn number 3, which was on lap 3 of the race, went in and, well, as you can see there, locked up, went in too hot, took Chris O'Connell out, and she's going to receive a 30-second post-race penalty for that. It's not only for taking Chris out, but it's also for not letting back through afterwards. Hadn't let him back through, she would have only received a 1-point bumping deduction. So unfortunately, that is going to relegate Chrissy Harding to the back of the field. You can see right now she's up in 9th place, doing an absolutely fantastic drive in this race, aside from that mistake earlier. She's doing a great job, setting great lap times too, but unfortunately that is going to put her to the back of the field. But now, as we cut back to the leaders then, it looks like we are entering the final lap of the race. We can see the clock was just underneath 45 seconds as we came into the final lap. It is Ieuan Thomas in P3 at the moment. You've got this fantastic view of Ross Sandwell and Alfie Shrubb at the lead of the race. Ross has actually done a great job there of catching right up to the back of Alfie Shrubb over the course of this race, having been in P3 earlier on, but it doesn't look like he's quite going to get past as we go down the alternate back straight for the last time. This is going to be Alfie Shrubb's first ever victory in the EKS. Raced with us at round 3 this year, and he raced in split 2. This time he is right up at the sharp end. So now, as Alfie Shrubb enters the final corner of this race, he's going to take the win in split 2 race 1 ahead of Ross Sandwell, with Ieuan Thomas then coming home in P3. What a drive that was by Alfie Shrubb. Massive step up from his race victory at Butler Park, and massive congratulations to him. As we just saw then, Alfie Shrubb ended up taking the victory by just over 1/3 of a second ahead of Ross Sandwell, with Ieuan then only 1.2 seconds off the win in P3. His Hampshire kart teammate Dan Shaw ended up coming home in P4 ahead of Samuel Bennett, who did a great job on his debut in the EKS, finishing ahead of Adam Thompson, who's just only a second behind. Archie Prattley had a best ever result in the EKS in that race of P7 overall, with then Raj Kula coming home in 8th place ahead of Barney Williams, who was the top heavyweight driver in that race ahead of Andy Leicester. Ethan Vincenzo and Charlie Jackson came home in P11, P12. Charlie did a great job there of recovering through the field after starting at the back, with Yachi Lowe then coming home in 13th place ahead of Henry Walter and Miles Harding in 15th. Adam Barras had that spin earlier on, but he managed to recover to P16, set a great lap time in the process too, doing 46.8. His pace was on a par with the leaders, with then Troy Fraser-McGonigal coming home in 17th place. Chris O'Connell sadly got taken out by Chrissy Harding, as we saw earlier in the race. He ended up finishing 18th place as a result, finishing ahead of Hugh Morrison, with Chrissy getting that 30-second penalty, and as a result finishing in 20th place. We can now head down to the decking, where Ed Hunter has our top 2.
Okay, we're joined now by Alfie Shrubb, of course, winner of race 1 here in split 2. Alfie, you were challenged by Ross Sandwell for pretty much the entire second half of that, and you came out on top from pole position. How do you feel?
Yeah, it was good. Obviously, yeah, it was tough because obviously the weather, but it was a good battle. We were switching all over. Like, one time he was in front, next time I wasn't. So it's just it's hot in this heat, but originally this was a practice session, like, because obviously I'm doing different races, but I'm happy to win it and come away with pole. So yeah.
Congratulations again, Alfie. I'll let you head off to split 1 now, and best of luck there.
Cheers, thank you.
There we go. Right, okay, we're joined now by second place finisher in Split 2 Race 1. That's, of course, Mr. Ross Sandwell. Started third on the grid, got up to second, and was challenging Alfie Shrubb for the lead, falling just short. I know you're frustrated, Ross, but that was still a great race.
Yeah, no, I could be very happy with that. It was more so just trying to work out where I was slower compared to the other two in front of me. And then it was just a case of just trying to make it consistent. But then I got very greedy on the exit, and I took too much, and I messed up. So, yeah.
Well, anyway, best of luck for race 2. I'm sure you're going to go one better, Ross.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.